Rachel, at the beginning of the summer, all of Canada seemed to be talking about the need to address the legacy of residential schools. What would you like to see in this election that addresses substantive and sincere commitments to reconciliation?
Thank you, Robin, for that, for the introduction and for the acknowledgement of the Anishinaabe and Algonquin territory that you're on. I think that, yes, this year, the beginning of summer that saw the finding of 215 children in a mass grave in Kamloops, I think that was a horrific event, and we're still feeling in the Indigenous communities, we're still feeling the trauma, we're still feeling the grief, and we're still feeling the sense of like not wanting to deal with anything that the Canadian government is saying to us right now. Because if we have been talking about hundreds of years, or at least over at least 100 years of our people facing genocidal conditions, and we have the proof in front of us just before this election is called, it seems to me like, Canada is more willing to put some money towards more looking at the radar or the equipment, the technology to find the bodies, but we're not looking at for the reasons why the bodies are there. We're not looking for the reasons why there were grave sites beside the residential schools. We're not looking at the amounts of evidence that may not be accessible to our people in order for us to have any kind of justice or any kind of closure on this issue. And I think I've said this many times that I don't think we can have reconciliation, because reconciliation involves understanding our people. And to this point, the Trudeau government, the Liberal government, any of the Canadian governments, and even the provincial governments have not fully understood our people. So if you don't understand our people, our ways, our worldviews, our languages, our mindset, and our the traumas and things that we're facing in our communities, then we cannot begin to have reconciliation. And one of the things I said today was that I live on my reserve in Morley. I live in Mini Thni, Morley, Alberta, but I had to actually come to Calgary because I don't have high-speed internet. And so I don't know that Canadians or everyday people know about some of the hardships that we face on reserve, because they don't understand. They think it's just easy voting online or doing whatever you have to do. That may not be the truth for Indigenous people. So before we can have reconciliation, we need to have a fuller understanding of who Indigenous, who the First Nation people are, who the Métis are, who the Inuit are. I don't want to say Indigenous and pan approach this. We are distinct nations with specificity in our approaches, in our languages, and in our territories. So that has to be fleshed out more into the Canadian public so that they understand who we are.
Thank you for that, Rachel.